We're back. We're still here. The Mavericks are drowning, but Mavs Pulse is still here. We've got you guys. Blake Elliott, Grant Afseth. You know who we are at this point. No need for a long introduction. Best beat reporter in the game, Dallas Hoops Journal. Go check him out. Go give him a follow. Grant, the Dallas Mavericks actually won a game since the last time we talked on here. They did get blown out by the Grizzlies, but they did win a basketball game. That did happen. Was it the Wizards? Yes. Was Chris Middleton hurt and CJ McCollum actually playing? Yes. But they won a game. We're going to discuss the good, the bad, the ugly, the future of the Dallas Mavericks. Is Nico Harrison's job safe because of this game? Probably not. Cooper Flagg, what he has looked like, some of the lineups that we've enjoyed, and kind of what the rest of the tenure of this month looks like, and how the schedule plays out, and if you're getting any guys back from injury. So we're going to get into all that in today's Mavs Pulse podcast. Boom. You want to sponsor. I know you do. You've been watching the videos. I want to get in there. This is the spot where we would talk about you. Okay, Granty, we've been chatting on here for about an hour off camera. Let's share our thoughts with the folks who maybe can't sit through the games. They don't want to sit through the games. They're like, man, this team is hard to watch right now. I care about my mental health, and I want to be a happy person. What have they missed in the last 2 weeks? First of all, what have they missed about Grant? You know, let him get a personal touch on Grant's life, what he's been going through the last couple of days. You're all over the place, traveling, moving with the team, and then also just a quick little summary of what the Mavs have been doing the last couple of days.
Yeah, so if you weren't really all that motivated to watch the Mavs get 74 points in one half, 102 through three quarters, get put on them in Memphis, I had a really good seat. I was sitting at the scores table pretty much. So I just had my popcorn, sitting at the scores table, watching the blowout. That was pretty fun. And it's very entertaining sitting that close because the fans in Memphis are crazy. They say a lot of crazy stuff. One fan right behind me yelled at Jason Kidd when he was like coming over to talk to the team, or at least like just a player that was walking over was yelling, "Hey, Jason, are you standing up? Because that seat feels hot." And then he turned and he said,
"Write that down. I like that."
He said to the fan, he said, "No, I'm just stretching." And then he turned and walked away.
He actually responded. How close was the fan? The fan had to be like,
the fan was like literally the first row, like not like courtside, but like right behind the scores table and media section. And then it was funny because the fan was like, "Just kidding, Jason. I love you. Respect you, Jason." The fans are hilarious.
That's good. I'm gonna write that down. That's a pretty good roast. Are you sitting down are you standing there because that seat's getting warm? That's a creative one right there. Any crazy fans in DC and Washington?
No, they got a weird setup. Like, so I don't hate it, but it's like different. So they set up like a platform like on top of the tunnels. So like where the Mavericks come out, we actually like that tunnel. Our media seats are actually like directly above that, and you have to like duck your head to not hit it going up these like stairs. It's kind of crazy. I'll have to next year. I'll have to like take a video of it. It's kind of wild, but nobody was crazy in DC that I could hear, but probably was a little easier to talk like that in Memphis with how that game was going.
And if you missed the Memphis game, the Mavs, like Grant said, were getting blasted at halftime. The most points they've let up in a half. What was it, 74? It was like 74 to like 49, 48.
Yeah, they were 74 to 51. 51.
It was bad at halftime. And if you're like most of us, now me and Grant had to keep watching the game, but I'm sure most of you guys at that point just turned off the TV. The Mavs actually outscored the Grizzlies in the second half. They started storming back, and most of it happened in the third quarter when all the starters got benched. It was like Brandon Williams in there, Ryan Nembhard, Jaden Hardy, Musa Cisse. You got a little bit of Max Christie kind of mixed in there, a little bit of PJ mixed in. But for the most part, it was those two-way guys, those end-of-the-bench guys. They came in, and you might be thinking at home, okay, all the Grizzlies two-way bench players are into. No, their starters were still in for this whole run. Mavs going a big little run, so I'm trying to give you a little bit of the positive. It was fun to watch seeing those guys. I mean, they're fighting for contracts. I mean, Ryan Nembhard is not going to be like, well, everyone wants Nico fired, so I'm going to purposely miss shots. Those guys still want to, make money, make a name for themselves. Those guys are fighting for it. So it was nice to see a little bit of fight. Another guy that's always showing fight, he did it again last night in the Wizards win, was Najee Marshall. Can't say enough good things about him. We saw it last year. It doesn't matter what this team is doing. Post-Luka, pre-Luka, teams falling apart. Everybody wants everybody fired. Najee Marshall shows up. Sometimes it's not in the point category. But against Washington, it was where he gets 30. His career high is actually 38. So not even the best Najee Marshall game we've seen. But Najee Marshall, shout out to him for showing up. Max Christie, I want to say it's 6 straight games with 15 points. He has been Mr. Consistent. We actually saw this, remember, right when he got traded. Super consistent. He was like 15. Everyone was like, okay, Max Christie could be a guy. Then he started to tail off, and he had his 8 and his 6-point game. So I think we're seeing a lot better Max Christie. I think he's one of the bright spots of this terrible start to the season. So I think a lot of people are enjoying Max. I just want to get that positivity out of the way. Shout out to Max. Shout out to Musa Cisse. Shout out to Jaden Hardy stepping up in Klay Thompson's illness. Shout out to Ryan Nembhard with some good minutes. And then Brandon Williams actually might be finding his way into like maybe a starter position, a bigger role. He seems to be a big plus for the Dallas Mavericks so far.
At the very least, he's someone you can turn to if D'Lo isn't on that game and is not like efficiently scoring. You can at least like kind of change it up with Brandon Williams and feel confident that he's going to be able to come up with some good plays on both ends. He had a lot of steals in Washington. I think he had like 5. He was finding teammates, getting to the paint, making plays. Like he was really steady. So definitely a lot to like about what he brought.
Yeah, I just wanted to give that love so that y'all don't think. I remember I saw some comments. You guys going to say anything good when they win a game? We're the Mavs Pulse.
They have to win a game for us to be able to like it was getting ugly.
We're not the Fire Nico show. We just call it how it is. And the Mavs weren't playing good basketball, so we're not going to lie to y'all and say, "Hey, they're only losing because Kyrie's not out there," or they're showing good structure, but they're just missing shots. They have not looked good this year, even in a win, guys. Do not just look at the box score and go, "Man, the Mavericks are turning it around." AD's right there. Now, can they turn it around? Of course, they still have good players, but from what we've seen with our eyes, it has not been good basketball. It has not been a lack of just missing shots. There is no offensive structure. I would like to say it's bad. To me, there is no offensive structure. They're just out there just hooping like they're at the rec. So that's all the positives I got to say. You got any more positives before we start saying with the real state of where this team is at, Nico Harrison?
Yeah, I think for the most part, the main guy that I definitely want to highlight is Musa Cisse. I thought he had a couple blocks that were just really like impressive. Like Cam Whitmore was trying him at the rim a couple times, and it did not work, to say the least. He had a really good like block, like kind of like chase down or on the trail, pinning it against the glass as well too. And then that dunk in the post, like he was just flat-footed off too against Alex Sarr, and then just threw it down on him. Like he's a very like powerful, energetic player. He runs his ass off down the floor as well. Like he plays really, really hard.
It reminds me of Kai Jones. Continue, but like remember we had Kai Jones last year, this just athletic guy that came out of nowhere that can finish.
Where he's more finesse, but Musa's more like power, but similar, where they're both just playing like super, super hard, and they're gonna do all the little things. And I think that's like if you're in a position where you need energy, there's no one better than the center who's protecting the rim and running the floor hard and setting the tone. And we saw that in that second half against Memphis, and it really carried over, against the Wizards, where he got first half minutes, because Daniel Gafford in that Memphis game, he started having that ankle injury, went out with about 2 minutes into the second half. And then he was on the injury report against Washington. He still played, of course, despite being, I believe he started out as questionable, and we'll get into the injury report for Monday's game against Milwaukee. But even with Gafford playing and starting, Musa had earned those first half minutes and was really impressive. And, I think that was, really not easy too, because Dwight Powell's not out. Like he's not out with an injury. So being able to like overcome a veteran this early in the season and provide what he's been able to provide, I think definitely deserves, that highlight recognition. Because he was someone I talked to literally within the last week at like Legends Media Day, and he's out here, getting minutes, making an impact. So that he's definitely someone that deserves that attention.
I think Musa can definitely be that backup center for you right now with Gafford also kind of battling injuries. You don't want to put him out there too much. He's been nursing the ankle. Dwight Powell is who he is. We love him. But, I mean, Musa's obviously giving you a little bit more juice running up and down the court, finishing play. So, shout out to him. We give a shout out to all the young guards, Hardy, Brandon Williams, Nimhard, all of them, and where D'Lo. We campaign, us and all of Dallas media, for D'Angelo Russell to start, and then he starts and he has the 2 worst games of his career, of his Mavs stint. He's enabling some of the other guys, but has not looked good as soon as we asked him to start. And
I will say this: he was the most reasonable option I felt they would consider starting. If we really truly have all options on the table, I think at some point it would be cool to see Brandon Williams get not maybe I'm not asking for 30 plus minutes, but it could be interesting to see him kind of start it off. I think I would even feel a little bit confident. I don't want to say I'd feel fully confident in a two-way guy within 10 games or basically 10 games into their career being a starter and handling it super awesome. But I think even, Ryan Nembhard just as a game manager could be a solid, just person to throw out there as well too, if you have to. But regardless, it's been good to at least see a guard out there that can draw that attention and not because when we talk about Cooper Flagg and the point guard stuff, we're not talking as if he's bringing the ball up every time and pounding the air of the ball. He's not like even Jason Kidd mentioned that in Memphis pregame. I think some clearly we're not paying attention. Some people like he said that in his answer because he's not really bringing the ball up all that much. And it's to me, that's true. But the real point is that you don't have another threat out there that is drawing attention and getting into the paint. That's where I feel the real problem is, instead of the whole bringing the ball up thing. So it doesn't matter to me who it is. It could be anybody, because I'm confident in some way, to some degree, in all of the options. It's just that they need somebody out there, and I'm glad we've at least been able to see it for the last couple of games.
Yeah, I mean, Cooper Flagg with the point guard is a night and day different player. The numbers show it as well. So without Brandon Williams or without D'Angelo, he shoots 46% or 44% true shooting percentage. It hasn't been good. And then with either one of those guys, so we'll go with Brandon Williams, jumps all the way to 58.9 true shooting percentage from 44, so about a 15 point upgrade right there. And then without D'Angelo, 46.2. With them, 56. You see about a 10 percentage upgrade right there. His points jump up 10 points from without Brandon Williams to with Brandon Williams, 12 points without him, 22 with Brandon Williams on the court. Now, it's only 88 minutes played versus 237 without. It's a small sample size. I'm very aware, but it's early in the season. It's all we have. His
small sample size, Blake.
Small sample size, but we're seeing Cooper Flagg, like you said, it's not about who's bringing the ball up the court or the point guard. It's the paint touches, the another guy that can initiate. Cooper Flagg not having to worry about, okay, did I get it right here? Do I get it right here? He's the secondary guy catching it. And even sometimes it's Max Christie bringing the ball up. I just think Cooper Flagg is still raw in 18 and pretty inefficient right now. But where do we see Cooper Flagg be the best? One, in transition. I think that's pretty clear from anyone who's watched the games. Him in transition is where he's been his best. And then two, kind of as that secondary creator. Someone else makes a paint touch. They rotate it back to him at the top of the key or at the 45 on the wing, and he's able to get a guy off balance, get a closeout, a guy attacking a closeout. I very much have enjoyed Cooper Flagg, the Cooper Flagg experience, but it's been deterred a little bit because of him trying to fit into an offense that doesn't even know its own bones. It doesn't even know its own structure. We got vets that don't know what to do on this team. And we're expecting Cooper Flagg, 18, youngest player in the NBA, to know how to set up the plate for others and himself. So we kind of say it every pod, but I just want to reiterate in case it's the first time you're hearing us. Cooper Flagg is going to be okay. I still think he's shown bones to be a 3-level scorer. He's not an efficient one, but he's also 18. Even Luka, different players. Luka's much more of a playmaker and scorer. But I'm saying Luka didn't come into the league just uber efficient and never turned up. His turnovers were bad. I mean, they still kind of are. Everyone has their qualms. But I just want people, I see it on Twitter that just box score watch. VJ Edgecombe's average more points. And VJ Edgecombe right now is shown to be a more aggressive player and have more opportunities, and he's playing well. Shout out to the Baylor Bears. Sick him. I'm all for it. But there's context with everything. Cooper Flagg's going to be okay. But do you think does the Wizards win give you any confidence? Anthony Davis went from like doubtful to questionable, made the trip with the team. Anthony Davis or Dereck Lively went from out to doubtful, made the trip with the team. Is there any like maybe they could turn it around? Did you see anything in that Wizards game that makes you feel that way? I already think I know your answer, but I gotta ask it.
Well, I think seeing the guard play, I have more confidence because Brandon Williams, like he had a really tough start. Like training camp, he got hurt, and then he had the like personal stuff, all that stuff. Like we didn't really get to see much of him be a consistently contributing basketball player like we saw before the end of last season. And seeing him get more run, and I thought I was really paying attention to how he was like organizing things. Like he was really intentional about directing teammates. That's something that I highlighted D'Angelo Russell for, like in earlier episodes. But I feel like Brandon Williams is like really like taking a good control of that. I saw in Washington. So having multiple guards where you can trust to do that. Ryan Nembhard's a true point guard as well. He's going to be able to do that as well. I have more confidence in their guard play, I think, coming off that Wizards game. But I don't think I put stock into really anything else just because of the nature of the opponent. Like Washington is very much tanking. They push some buttons to try to help the tank because they can't afford two wins against the same team. Like there was definitely some things.
How many wins do the Wizards have on the year?
They have one, and it was against the Dallas Mavericks.
They're 1-9. How many wins do the Pacers have?
How many do they have? Like 3, I would guess, something like that. They have one. They have one against the Dallas Mavericks. Oh man.
Pelicans have 2. Only one against the Mavs, so the Mavs can take some grace. Now they're not the worst teams. Only win in the West, but in the East, the 2 worst teams, their only wins are against the Dallas Mavericks. So just wanted to that. And honestly, the Pacers should have beat them.
Yeah, they were a open shot away. They were a lot of off nights, as we talked about in that game. So there's a lot of things that can swing your way. I thought even with Trey Murphy not playing, all that well, like from a shot making standpoint against the Mavs, and the Mavs still lost. That was concerning to say the least.
No Zion out there.
No Jordan Poole, no Yves Missi. They had like 4 key players out.
It's just hard because I hear so much chatter. Everyone's talking about the Mavs right now. Casuals, media members, doesn't matter. Mavs talk is everywhere right now because of them being so bad. And I just keep seeing people like, well, they're in close games. They're not getting blown out, and AD is coming back. And
they've had a cupcake schedule to start. So
they have had a cupcake schedule. Like this team that we just said that not just me and you, Grant, like a lot of smart people that get paid millions of dollars to talk on TV have them in the finals, in the Western Conference Finals, at the bare minimum, making the 2-3 rounds deep in the playoffs. They should have like 2 losses, the Rockets and the Thunder. Other than that, they should be 8-2, realistically. 8-2, 7-3. That like where we had this team in the offseason. The fact that they're 3-7.
Yeah, because the only other one that you listed that I felt like, like circumstances, good team, like Detroit. Like I can give them that one as well. Like maybe 3 losses where you're like, okay, like you didn't have the guys, you played a good team, like cool.
Detroit,
but like
we'll give them Detroit or the Spurs. But you got blown out by the Spurs. That is
I would say the Spurs, they should have won that game because they had all of their pieces. They got body obviously bags. Not Kyrie Irving and Dante Exum, but the ones that you expected to have to start the season, they had them, and that was a very lethargic game.
Wemby, we forget, man. That wasn't that long ago. Wemby, that should have been. I mean, we did realize it, but we should have taken that more seriously. Wemby said, "Y'all are terrible. I'm gonna give y'all a 40 burger highlight piece." Open air, we're like, "Oh, it's just Wemby. It's just Wemby, guys. We're gonna be okay."
Well, they were getting in the paint like it was nothing. Like it didn't matter who it was.
The Mavericks are still last in points per game. They're still. I think is their offensive rating worse or second worst now? I know it's fluctuated back and forth. Their 3-point percentage
after the Memphis game.
Their 3-point percentage is second to last. The Pacers are the worst 3-point shooting team now. They still shoot 30%, but the Pacers are 0.3% worse than them. They're pretty much bottom 5, bottom 3 in every offensive category. I'm not going to list every single one. Defense, they are top 10 in everything.
Offensive rating, they are last. Just check for you.
Okay, thanks. Defense, they are top 10 in just about everything, except for rebounding and opponent points in the paint. But as me and Grant have detailed throughout the show, they have played bad teams who have been missing their best, like bad teams that are missing their best players on said bad teams, and they have bad nights. So their numbers look a little bit better. And yet they, in some of those nights that we're talking about, they still lost the game. But it's just, context is everything. This Mavericks team is very lost. I do think there is light at the end of the tunnel as far as Kyrie coming back, AD being healthy all of a sudden, Cooper Flagg turning into like, I'm the number one pick and I'm going to
start to finish, me, it's not a matter of like they're a horrible team and forever be a horrible team.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of like this team has championship expectations after what they did in February. And are they going to be in too deep of a hole early in the season to survive the Western Conference?
Yep.
Like
100%.
That's pretty much my number one concern.
And the easy part of the schedule is about to end pretty soon. Like the hard, you talked about it from February on, like they have the most road games. They have the easiest strength of schedule right now.
They have an extremely tough strength of schedule going forward. I think I saw Tim Cato post it. They have the second hardest remaining. Like that's like from today onward, it's the second hardest.
And I've also seen the story. This is just kind of a vent to, you know, me being at the fan. I see a bunch of text messages. Blake, just be patient and wait till everyone to get back. No. I don't. Let me reiterate. Let me get close to the mic. When Nico made this trade, he said, I am maximizing the 2 to 3 year championship window by trading Luka to go all in on defense. And what that means is this is not a step by year process. This is, as soon as that trade happens, in these next 3 years, you need to win 2 championships. People got hurt last year. All of us were like, okay, you draft Cooper Flagg. For a second, not all is well, but I understand you. Like, I get it. Okay, AD got hurt. Kyrie got hurt. You're getting them back, and you got Cooper Flagg. We'll give you a fresh shot this year. A lot of people had him in the championship, as I mentioned 5 minutes ago. So this whole, it's a later down the year process. No, you need to be in the championship this year to make that trade make sense, win it, and then do the same thing next year. And spoiler alert, they're not the favorite to make the championship this year. So the trade is just aging like milk day by day. Luka and the Lakers look great. And I don't think the team looks great. Luka is making the Lakers look like contenders. And if you watch their games, he's raising Ayton, Rui, and I don't want to make this a Laker podcast. We'll move on. But I'm saying he's raising all of their floors where they look pretty good. And they're going to be in contention, get in the dance, and have a chance. And we know who's second all-time in points per game in the playoffs. Michael Jordan, Luka. And I'm all for shutting up about Luka if AD is playing and dominating. Cool. Different styles of basketball. They're playing defense over here in the Mavs, and they're playing offensive ball over here in the Lakers, and we'll see which one wins in the playoffs.
There's a lot of internal contradictory things, too. Like in Vancouver and just the preseason, we were told we're the deepest team. And then also that championship comment that you made or brought up from Nico, that was before the 1.8% chance of getting the first pick. That's why I called in. That's why I called in to the fan, because it's like this, to me, it's like for all the things that I've been told from about the Mavericks and also about Cooper Flagg, your expectation should be this is inexcusable to not win a championship for the move. And we're not going to keep rehashing it, of course, but like, it just seems that like we're like people live too much in the day instead of the big picture. And it's like, you got this day one ready guy, most since a lot of people said since LeBron James for a can't miss prospect. And that was after a lot of people were like, oh, this team could win a title with defense. And, you know, they were down on Luka in February because he was injured, and they were high on this trade until the first game when Anthony Davis got injured. And now, you know, the reality that we're living in is it should be inexcusable to not win a title with this general version of the team. And right now we're talking about 3-7, where, you know, the Washington Wizards are the get right game, if you will, while we're
the highlight of the week, man, is
the three centers that are on the injury report. And that's the problem too, is like, that's part of this roster building thing. Like, that's why you're managing a team. Cause like you have to calculate risk. There are 3 guys that are almost perpetually dealing with something, playing center, and your foundation of this team is having dominant bigs. Like, this is not me making this up. This is people within the team. The way they talked about the trade was we will have a dominant defense because of our bigs, and we'll get enough offense. Like that was verbatim, enough offense with Kyrie Irving. Like I don't like we need to see proof of concept here.
Couldn't have said it better myself. This is when we would plug your product. We just got done ranting about Nico and the Mavs. Your product's great. Here it is on the screen. Grant, give us a little bit of an injury update. Actually, first, before you do that, back it up. Caleb Martin, why did he play 18 minutes versus the Grizzlies? Please elaborate on that, because I would love to know that, because I have no good reason. And then Dante Exum, does he still have a jersey? Do we know anything about him? What's the deal with them? And then any other injury updates?
I got a chance to ask pregame about Dante. I'll start with him. And Jason Kidd, he started off saying, "That's a great question." And then he said, I was like, okay, so we're probably not getting something tangible.
That's a great question. He is on the team, isn't he, Grant?
Yeah.
Good question.
He says he's being reevaluated. He didn't specify when, but I guess in the near, I would imagine during this homestand.
In the month.
At some point this season, I would imagine.
He will be at the facility.
At a time and a place. But Caleb Martin, bringing him up, he ended up not playing in Washington D.C. So it's been a really weird situation where it just feels like a lot of the times when he's got minutes, my personal opinion is it feels forced, like he's not really bringing value offensively. He had a couple shots against the Pacers, but his shot, it just I don't know. It just seems like there's this hitch and it's just inefficient. And
it doesn't seem like it, Grant. There's a hitch. It's not a seems like it. It's nasty. Continue.
It's just hard if you can't hit the fluid, no hesitation, catch and shoot jump shots. If you're trying to play this read and react brand of basketball, it's just really hard when somebody's out there and just automatically making the extra pass. And teams know that. They're going to just close out short on him, and they're going to get out aggressively and not leave other shooters. And it just stalls the offense out and makes it really challenging. And I know he had some defensive plays, guarding the ball, and that you just can't be a liability offensively and help a team that's the worst offense in the NBA right now statistically. So that's just they're going to have to really iron out this rotation. Jaden Hardy got more minutes with Clay out. He played 14 off the bench. Yeah, he scored 8 points. Jason Kidd before the game basically mentioned a couple of the guys that he wanted to provide a spark. He was talking about Moussa Cisse as the question, and then mentioned, throwing in extra context. He had mentioned that other guys that were looking to bring a spark, like Moussa, was Jaden Hardy with Clay out, and then also, Brandon Williams as well. So, and then Ryan Nembhard too. So those are guys. I think Ryan didn't really necessarily get a lot of minutes, play 8 minutes, but Brandon Williams, really big impact. We've been talking about him, 14 points, 6 assists, 4 steals. Definitely think just need to find that consistency off the bench, because in some of these earlier losses, they got really little production aside from Najee Marshall from this bench group. Of course, Max Christie, that's not including him. He did provide, some sparks.
He's been consistent.
Yeah, he's been consistent. They flipped the lineup. So, with him starting, that's put Clay in a position, and he's still struggling early this season. And that just made it even more difficult for the bench group to provide that production. So they're going to need the guys that create plays off the dribble to really make those plays consistently, open things up. And I think, ideally you're going to want to see Brandon Williams do that, since he'll get probably the more consistent minutes out of those guards that we were talking about.
What we should have done? Come on, man. It's 2025. Clay was out with illness. I already made my little joke at the beginning, because if you missed it, Clay got benched. He got benched, came into the game, played under 20 minutes, didn't score. Then the next game he was sick. We should be checking Meg Thee Stallion's Instagram or Twitter. Has she posted Clay and they've been booed up? Is he sick? Is she bringing him Tylenol on the Instagram story? That's what we need to do. We need to do some. I'll do it right now.
I mean, honestly, they've had some weird situations, with injury reports and stuff. I remember last year in December. I don't know if it's what goes on into some of that stuff, but I remember Kings Mavs in Sacramento. Literally at pregame, Clay wasn't on the report at all, and all of a sudden it's oh yeah, and by the way, Clay's out too with illness. Like it was like, wait, what? Like so,
I want to say I saw a report that he's not on the injury report for the Bucks. Like
yeah, he's not on the report. So honestly, with it being a back-to-back, that could be a little bit of it as well, where it's like we're not really trying to.
Look at you, Grant. You're a good reporter. Grant's better than me. I'm not buying it. Grant's doing a good job. That's his job. He's an actual reporter. Blake is not an actual reporter. I don't cover the team. I don't work for the team. So I don't think he was sick. Just me. Anthony Davis.
Second straight game that he's questionable going into the game. Dereck Lively's still doubtful. Both of those guys did work out pregame in Washington, D.C. I know Dereck Lively has been doing like full workouts as well. Like I ran into him in Memphis. They have the training room. It's an interesting setup. Like the media has to walk by the players while they're doing all their like workout stuff. So yeah, so he definitely did work out. So
get a quick video. Is that AD working out? Exum? Is that Exum? Doing a quick video. Oh man. Okay, what's the schedule for Mavs fans so they can brace themselves?
Yeah, so we something that I want to get into with this homestand. We talked about strength of schedule so far has been weak. They're number 4 defensive rating. We don't want to sound obviously like finding a negative slant to everything, but this will be a great test for them. Especially on Monday. They're going to have the Milwaukee Bucks to start a 4-game homestand. Phoenix Suns lost Jalen Green to I guess he re-aggravated a hamstring. And I would imagine he'll be out, of course, on Wednesday.
I think they said 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, so we're not going to see him, not a full-strength Phoenix Suns squad. Clippers have been without Kawhi. That's the opponent on Friday, that 3rd game of this homestand. I know Tyronn Lue, if I remember correctly, he did say that Kawhi will miss a couple games. Not sure if he'll be back against the Mavs, but they end this homestand against Portland as well. Like they've been up and down. They play a lot of like full court pressure. They get in the ball. They're pretty physical, young, athletic. So that'd be an interesting opponent. But this is a lot of teams that are probably not looking like they're going to be at full strength, and they're going to have to make up ground for having a losing record at home, to start the season.
Can we have Chauncey Billups coach the game on Friday against the Blazers? That would be great. If Chauncey said, you know what, guys, I got this one. Chauncey versus Jason Kidd and Clay? Come on, man. Hey, the betting markets, prize picks, underdog, they're going to go crazy that day.
As long as no Cleveland Guardians are sitting courtside.
They're saying he might get 65 years in prison for that.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
No.
We don't promote betting unders. I think they should take unders off of betting markets. Bet the over on the Mavs Pulse podcast being here because it'll always hit. I'm Blake. That's Grant. Go check out Grant's work on Twitter at Grant Afseth. Does great work on Dallas Hoops Journal, writing and covering the team. Make sure you guys show him some love over there. Follow us on IG. It's right here. And shout out to you guys getting us to 3,000 views on the last video. Keep sharing it with your friends. We're trying to grow so we can do even better things for you guys. Trust me, this is literally for y'all. This is literally for you guys. So the more you share it, the more you like it, the more you comment, the more videos that we can do. So I'm going to go watch Harry Potter, Sorcerer's Stone. Grant, you have a great time, and we will see you guys next